All right, what is up? Welcome to the Spoiler Kings. My name is Stan Kramer. I am Brian the Grizzly, and we have back with us Kenny Sparks. What is up,
Hey,
everyone?
doing
Oh man,
good,
just
man.
loving it.
Yeah,
Come on.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
Oscar season. We got
Yep.
all this stuff. I mean, I keep on buying more stuff. Even after I clear off
It's
my shelves. I
just
can't help
never
it,
ending.
man.
Yeah, it's never a bad time to celebrate movies.
Yep. So yeah, like Brian said, it's Oscar season. So we already did another one, and we're gonna keep doing the best pictures, all 10 of them, until we get to the actual Oscars on March 10th.
Mhm.
So on this episode, we're gonna talk about Killers of the Flower Moon. It's up for Best Picture. It's up for a few other things as well. So that we're gonna talk about. I'm trying to think of the top of my head. Supporting role, I think actress, leading actress, obviously, director and some other stuff too. But mostly we're going to talk about the does it belong in the category of the 10 best movies of 2023? Kenny, I have you start the conversation. So what you think about this being nominated?
So I'm gonna say no, and it's only
Yep.
because like Killers of the Flower Moon is a good movie. It's not a great movie, and part of the reason why it's not great is because it overstays its welcome. For it does not need to be as long as it is. It's
Hmm
40 minutes longer than it needs to be, and a big part of that is that it keeps repeating the same beats. Like
We're
we
gonna go and kill every person, every
right.
character. We're gonna show every single one of them.
Exactly,
Again and again
and
and
that's
again.
a big issue with it. Right in the middle, it's like, okay, we understand these Native American people are being killed, and then we just keep doing that until the detectives get here, and that section of the movie is extremely short compared to all the killings. But that's the
Hmm
part of the movie we want to get to. We want to get to the detective stuff, like figuring out what's going on. So I just and my lord, the ending of that movie is
Oh,
horrible. Like,
agreed.
like
Uh,
it's if you're, I want to see the moment where De Niro and where DiCaprio, their characters, find out the verdict from the court. I don't want to
hmm
hear about that in some kind of like musical rendition. I want to see the look on their faces when they hear the words guilty. Like, and you cheated us out of that, and it's like I don't understand that choice. It felt like Scorsese ran out of money for the film, but if we know Scorsese the way we know him, there's no way a studio is going to be like, no, we're not giving you any more money. Like I just don't see that happening. So that was a directing choice that he made, and because of that, it kind of tanked a movie that was already too long. Like if a movie is going to be that long, you better end it well, right? So it's too
Exactly.
long, and it didn't end well. So I just don't think that it should be not. There's a lot of good things about that movie, but I just don't think that it should be nominated compared to some of the other films that were nominated.
I can't hear. I hear you. Um, what do I think? Do I think it's supposed to be nominated? Should be nominated. I'm going to say as far best picture, probably not. And
Yeah.
for me, it's something that I've talked to Tank about a lot. It's the tone, the
mm,
story coming from the wrong point of view.
Yes. Agreed.
That's so important. It should not come from the captors, the oppressors. It should come from the oppressed.
Yeah.
It should come from their voices. Not just Lily and being held down, but not from Leonardo DiCaprio's character. It shouldn't come from them.
Hmm.
It should come from the person seeing from that point of view. And I think it lost some of this luster because of that with me.
Yeah.
Just in itself. Then I should not feel a 3 hour and 26-minute movie missed something. If you do a movie that long,
yeah.
I should be like, so why didn't you do this?
Right.
No. That means you spent too much time on crap that didn't matter, and then you didn't give me what I really needed at the end. So I mean, I think it just has flaws. Um, but when it's about an important subject, I thought it should have been more important. If it's such an important subject, then give them the voice. Let
Right.
their voice ring true. And
hmm
I just have a problem with it overall.
Mhm.
So that's best picture. Yeah. I'm glad Lily
Yeah.
Gladstone's there for best actress, but that's probably much where it stops with me. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I agree with Lily Gladstone. You know, I hope she wins it. But her being nominated, I think it's shot beautifully. I think they make the whole you feel like you're in that time and in the area, you know, with the whole, you know, with the Native Americans and that city and stuff like that. But yeah, all the same issues I have with it, you guys already said, so I don't want to like repeat myself, but it was disappointing, you know, not getting enough of the important stuff and too much of what Kenny said and a lot of the killing. You know, I get the killing happens, but also the ending, man. Like you said, it was just so. I was so angry.
You made us invest 3 hours or 26 minutes, and then you don't give us a verdict.
Right.
We don't get to see the. I want to see the jail the bars shut, and then they have to deal with something seriously. And
I was so irrationally angry for not getting the ending that I think the viewer deserves, and I was pretty upset. I was pretty pissed.
And the fact that it was Scorsese who stepped to the mic at the end, for some reason that made it worse. It's like, no, you're not supposed to be in front of the camera.
Yeah,
be telling the story.
Yeah, you know, because when they did everything else, it was very you know, like the sound effects and you had all the on-stage things going on. But when it got to the real serious stuff, he came out and he did it, and it was very like monotone. It was just him. There was no background sounds or anything, and I didn't like it. I did not like it. I was so angry. I was like, you told the story through the wrong point of view. You know, and I 100% agree with that with Brian. You know, and it was upset. It was upset. You know, because I feel like. And actual, you know, Native Americans from that tribe, you know, from the Osages, you know, said the same thing. He's like, you told it from the guy who was the bad guy, you know, and we want to kind of feel like, oh, but he loves her, but also he wants to support the family. He was like, no, you don't love somebody who you're slowly killing. You know what I mean? Like, you know,
and that was the thing. Like, if there's any credit I would give to the movie is that they never tried to make Leo's character seem like the good guy, right? He was despicable from the start to the end. And that's kind of one thing I'll give it credit for. And same thing with King, Robert De Niro's character. He was terrible throughout. And like the credit I will also give it is that they did write the villains well, at least. Like you have King at the funeral, you know, like consoling people at the same time plotting against the next family, right? And it was wild, but at the same time, they have a Native American cop who comes with Jesse Plemons. Tell it through his eyes, like tell the story of his tribe being attacked, or another Native tribe. I don't know if he was Osage as well, but I'm sure that he still has some feeling about it because he's also Native, whether or not he's part of that tribe or not. I want to see through his eyes, him do the investigation and find out that it was the Hales who was doing all this stuff, right? And that's how you make the story way more compelling. Because at least, even though he's a cop, you're telling it through a Native person's like mind or vision, I should say. Yeah. So.
Yeah. See, I feel like they did try to make Leo a little bit more like redeemed at the end, because like, oh, he's gonna tell the truth. He's gonna you know, save his wife, and then. It just all gets like muddied at the end, and I didn't like any of that, you know. And for me, I don't know if it deserves to be on this list of best pictures, because there are a few other movies that I enjoy way more. You know, not only I like enjoy on a personal level, but I actually think they're better movies, better told movies, and
movies that are not even on this list that are better, like Godzilla -1 and The Iron Claw. Like both of those movies are way across the Spider-Verse, across the Spider-Verse are way better than this movie. Even though I don't think it's a bad movie, I just don't think it's best picture, and I think that there's some things that just take it down. Now, I think it is.
It was Scorsese. It was a love letter for and letting him get in there. Even though it didn't need it.
It's giving a lifetime achievement.
Exactly.
Similar to if Miyazaki wins for Boy in the Heron, I feel the exact same. Oh, they're getting him because he's been in the game for a long time. But I think one of you mentioned, I think Thank You mentioned that it was cinematography. And that's good. I think it's
Beautiful.
nominated for cinematography.
It's nominated.
And I think that it should be. I think it should be not because it's a gorgeous looking movie. So yeah, if you want to give cinematography or at least a nomination, because I'm struggling to remember what the other ones were, I think that it can win that award.
I think it should. I mean, with the way
Yeah.
he framed Oklahoma was almost another character within the
Yeah.
movie. You
Yeah.
know, knowing where where everything was taking place was a character itself. I mean, and so many things were iconic from. I mean, the look of it was just so good. It made you feel like you were there,
Mhm.
and that's a huge thing. That's it has. So we have components would make you a best picture. We said connect with the characters, right? You
Right.
have a well written, well directed. It's beautiful, something you enjoy watching, and a good ending. Those are usually your top things you're looking for a great movie.
Right.
And I say it was deficient in at least two of those, if not
Yeah.
three.
Yeah.
So how do you get in the top picture? I didn't even like it, so it's hard for me to say.
Yeah. And then so
Yeah.
Lily Gladstone, I think that this one is tough because I think that she's great in the role. I also think that she doesn't have a lot to do. For a large chunk of the movie, she's sick, which she's great at playing that as well. And it's really not any of her fault because that's the character that she was hired to play. But when I think about some of the other actresses like in that category, I think about like Emma Stone for Poor Things, and I'm like, no, I would definitely give it to Emma Stone before I give it to Lily Gladstone, just based off of performance. Not necessarily like historical like significance, because for historical significance, I would love for Lily Gladstone to win. But then when I look at like Emma Gladstone or Emma Stone's rather, when I look at Emma Stone's performance, I'm like, nah, but she killed it the entire movie, and she was the driving force of this movie. So
That's
yeah,
yeah, I get you that. It's almost hard when she's the main actress, but she's almost a secondary character
Yeah.
yeah,
She's not even the
in her
main
own,
character.
because once again, the story's being told through someone else's eyes. So
right,
how are you the best actress when you're a supporting character? And
yes,
that's my biggest problem.
yep,
So,
Yeah.
yeah,
That's pretty well said. Yeah. But I don't know. It's frustrating, that this kind of movie gets nominated, and I'm sure people love it, and it has its importance for sure. Sorry if my cat's like going crazy up here. It has its importance as a historical piece, but I honestly do feel like this is a movie that got nominated for the person who's directing it.
yeah.
Like, oh yeah, it's a Scorsese, it was so great, and so important. It has to be in the category,
And
even
there was a
though
lot of hype behind it. When it was coming
a
out. Yeah,
lot of hype.
yeah.
Um,
The
but
trailers are great, so
yeah,
I was really looking forward to it. But yeah, it just didn't live
yeah,
up to what I hoped it would be.
yeah, same. Like I said, there's other movies that are not on this list that need to be on this list. And we just said three right off the bat.
Yeah.
That were just better stories and
Yep.
better movies.
you shouldn't
But
feel after 3 hours and 26 minutes that there's still plot holes and scenes missing from a movie.
Right.
Yep. Yeah.
You had all this
3.5
time.
hours.
Yeah, and you still
3.5
didn't
hours. Yeah.
And I started to feel that 3.5 hours too.
About two and 2.5 hours in, I was like, oh my god, there's still another hour and a half left, and I was just like, oh, yeah, it gets you. It gets you. But cool. Yeah, no, that's our thoughts on it. I'm sure other people watching have different feelings about it. Obviously it's up for best picture, so a lot of people have to like it. So if you did and you have different opinions than us, leave a comment down below. Let's talk about it. I love to kind of talk about this kind of stuff. We both have reviews, so make sure you check out Kenny's channel for his review for the movie, or kind of a discussion review, I think it was, with another YouTuber. I'll put a link for our review with it as well. But we just want to thank everyone coming and checking us out. Make sure you check out Kenny Sparks. And Kenny, you want to give a shout out to your channel real quick?
Sure. Hey, so my name is Kenny Sparks, and my channel is also called Kenny Sparks. You can find it by using the @ symbol, Kenny Sparks, and a period. So right now excuse me, ma'am. Sorry.
There's cats everywhere, flirkings.
Right now, I am reviewing. Right now, I'm reviewing movies. I'm also doing movie marathons where I review older movies I've never seen before, called the Unseen Movie Marathon, where I review movies from the 70s and the 80s and 90s and so on and so forth. I'm also doing something called Sparking Conversations, where I answer questions from viewers like you, and just make an individual video, individually dedicated video just for that, ma'am. So yeah, come to the channel, and I'll be sure to talk to you guys in the comments. Sorry about the cat.
More
invasion.
cats.
Excuse me. Can you
Let the flirkin eat you. So
Yeah.
that's gonna help it.
I need that to be a clip. Just that. But yeah, so yeah, appreciate Kenny. Thank you so much. Make sure you go check him out. I'm gonna put a link in the description, a link above my head over here. So you guys can go check out his channel. He's almost at 1,000. Man, you gotta be like super close now.
Yeah.
So
yeah, halfway there, or 50 more.
Yeah. So yeah, go and support him for sure. But make sure you come and check us out throughout the rest of the month leading up to the Oscars, because we are going to be doing all of the Oscar Best Pictures, and we have our little contest here. So we'll put that link in the description as well. And you just come in, pick some of the categories you like. I think we have about 13, the bigger ones, the ones that are kind of important, quote unquote. But go in and vote, and whoever gets the most right is gonna win a little prize at the end. So sometime after the Oscars we'll say who won. But it's free. All you gotta do is be a subscriber. So what's better than that? So we appreciate everyone coming in, checking us out for the Oscar Best Picture review of Killers of the Flower Moon. Thank you guys. Hit that like button. Appreciate it a lot. But we appreciate everyone coming in, hanging out with us, talking about this movie. We will see you guys in the next movie review. Later.
Thanks, guys.
Peace.